country Madagascar is an anomaly in itself, to its diverse wildlife, to the strange plants that grow there, to ancient history written on their cave walls. Locals in Madagascar are having to resort to eating ash mixed with tamarind and the zebu skin from off their shoes. Southern parts of Madagascar had been going through a massive back-to-back drought for the past 4 years in 2021. Veteran aid workers who have gone there to help reported that it was the worst they've ever seen, witnessing the locals go through extreme measures of trying to keep their hunger at bay. An aid worker by the name of Lomba Hasauvana told Metro News, "I am seeing people cycling for a whole day to buy a bunch of bananas and then cycling a whole day back again, just because there is literally no food in the town where they live." Shoe workers have even resulted in eating the zebu skin they would use as they create the footwear. In certain parts, some reporters even said that locals were going as far as to eat clay, termites, and other items that are not edible. Even if people managed to grow crops, they then had to deal with the issue of other people stealing from them. David Beasley, an executive director, stated, "Families have been living on raw red cactus fruits, wild leaves, and locusts for months now." We need to discuss the prehistoric pictorial art that was found within the Andrea Mamelo cave in western Madagascar. There were a total of 72 different pieces of art that included animals, closely related human forms, hybrid animal-human pictures, and weird M-shaped drawings. Some of these animals included ones that were thought to be extinct much further back. These were the sloth lemur, elephant bird, and giant tortoise. There are also images that hinted at ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, specifically one that looked like Anubis, the god of mummification and the afterlife. There were others such as Horus and Thoth, but they weren't included in the photos, sadly. It's interesting though that there were no symbolism around Christianity, Muslim, or Hinduism, with other image even depicting to be the Egyptian letter Ha that is shaped like an M. Based on specific religious art, they speculate that these cave drawings were made roughly 2,000 years ago, just slightly before the time Cleopatra ruled. To get specific, it must have been during the time that King Antiochus Epiphanes ruled and sent down a navy that conquered much of Egypt before exploring more of the eastern parts of Africa, where Madagascar is. The rock forest, also known as Tsinji, a really strange oddity in Madagascar that is well known for its diverse species and plant life. So why is this area nothing but solid limestone? This geological formation is only found in Madagascar, and it stretches a whole 85,000 hectares in size. The beginning of this formation started 200 million years ago, when piles of salsite that were sitting in the bottom of a lagoon began making a limestone bed. Over time, as tectonic plates began to move around, these limestone pinnacles began to elevate while the sea levels during the ice ages began to drop. This then exposed the limestone towers to intense elements, specifically monsoons, that also began to carve away into the limestone, making way for the appearance of a harder surface as it attacked at the softer rocks that were on top. But while there was still water beneath the pinnacles, those started carving their own little canyons and caves over time, giving it that really cool look. If you want to witness the real beauty of this rock forest, it's best to climb up into the canopy. This is very difficult though, and there are certain points of this adventure where you need to harness yourself to climb further up. All Madagascar homes must face towards the west. This is based on Malagasy tradition, where they believe that the sun's position in the sky after it reaches its midpoint is the best. It's considered to be the best type of sunlight, and the majority of the homes in Madagascar won't have any windows or doors on the walls facing the east side. Materials used to build these homes differ from a person's financial standing, with some in rural areas being commonly made out of mud and wattle, sometimes even woven matting. Some in the east, however, are made with interlaced split bamboo and then covered with palm leaves. Despite whatever they're made of, they're usually always following the same rectangular structure with doors and windows facing the west. Some may also have 2 floors with an attic. Strange things are emerging from Madagascar. There are creatures thought to be extinct making a comeback, and not to mention the power of witch doctors. The Malagasy leaf-nosed snake, which looks nothing like the usual anaconda or boa that we're used to. They are extremely venomous creatures and like to hang out in the trees above, so look out if one decides to fall on you. They are well known for their strange, obvious appearance of having a long snout that resembles a leaf when you compare it with its head. Their camouflage skills are peak as well, and they are so good at hiding that you will mistake them for a twig or branch, making them near impossible to find. They are able to both easily capture its prey and at the same time be completely hidden from their predators. Their behavior is still being observed and researched on, with one particularly weird thing that they do is hang upside down from trees. Some scientists think it's because they're trying to drain water from themselves, or it's because they're trying to mimic the appearance of long seed pods of specific plants. They are only ambush predators, like most snakes, so it's possible that this weird bat hanging is a way for them to catch prey as they travel by. With the majority of snakes flicking their tongues to sense what's around them, leaf-nosed snakes actually have sensory organs on either side of their head to compensate for their poor vision. This funky little creature is called the Giraffe Weevil, a very well-earned name. Their necks can grow up to 3 times the length of their bodies and are often used to aid in building nests, fighting off other suitors, predators, and even courting a very lovely lady. The males are usually the ones that are extremely colorful, sporting the colors red, orange, and sometimes black. The females, on the other hand, are a little less intense with their appearance, as well as having shorter necks than their male counterparts. Their courting is very mild, to say the least, where the males will sway their necks from side to side gently and then wrestle another male without harming them to attract the attention of a potential female. Female giraffe weevils also lay their eggs in different areas rather than in a clutch, and once she lays an egg, she will gently roll it up in a leaf. This takes roughly 30 minutes to do per egg, and once she's finished, she tosses it to the forest floor to keep it away from parasites that lurk in the trees. Once the egg hatches, it will leave an immediate source of food to munch on. How cute. Madagascar is a country that still continues the practice of witch doctors to this day. Well, what do witch doctors do? They can be used for a variety of reasons, such as being healers, spiritual guides, and can serve as a protector for whichever community they are a part of. Majority of the practices they use are passed down to them, using many natural remedies and herbs to help treat ailments. They can serve as mediators from the physical and spiritual world, making it easier for loved ones to talk to family members that have moved on. Ancestral worship is a big part of their belief, along with having faith in a higher deity of some sort, but balance and harmony is what they strive for. Not all witch doctors stay within the realm of ancient beliefs, and some have actually grown with the times in terms of New Age spirituality. They're highly respected people in their communities and serve to help them, while a lot of misconception revolves around myths that they only do black magic and other harmful rituals. They can serve as counselors for those who need it, giving guidance and advice for those who are having a difficult time. The Coelcanth, the supposed living fossil that inhabits the waters off the coast of Madagascar. They were said to be extinct until a fisherman accidentally caught one in 1938, and now, in modern times, they're counting 34 coelacanths being caught, and probably even more with people not even bothering to report them. This species of fish is older than Madagascar itself, going as far back as 420 million years ago, while Madagascar's coastline has only been around for roughly 88 million. They even evolved 180 million years before the dinosaurs came about, and managed to survive the Great Wipeout, the continental drifts, and pretty much everything that our Earth had gone through to get us here. They'll average 1.5 meters in length and weigh up to 100 pounds, and can grow as old as 100 years depending on their location. There's also no pressure for them to adapt or survive, nor do they really have any natural predators aside from being fished, but they still will evolve, just at a much slower rate. Despite being fished a lot, they don't taste good at all, and they make you sick if you eat one because of the amount of oil, urea, and wax esters that they carry inside. Do you have any crazy facts about Madagascar? Type them down below and I will see you all in the next video. See you next time.